So good. I love it. Yeah, I mean, I've heard of it.
Making this making a graven image. Thou shalt not.
Right. These
No.
Anybody or the
They're for anybody. As far as I know.
What?
Me too. Even more so.
Dad. This is the lead first. Hi.
Yeah, I do.
This is Rita. This is Rita, my dad's wife. And I haven't seen Brian since we were like 10 years old. So I'm like, what's the deal? How did we get like this? Okay. My real church twice a month. 3 times. My real church. My real church. And very good friend. He's the reason we have a house in Italy.
How's it going? Good to see you.
That's okay. Say hi. This is my dad. This is yeah.
Oh, my nose. Oh, I didn't live in How long have I been here?
Yes.
It's about 10 years. Just Brian's out here. And
Marcus.
I didn't give you a rest. It's on board. I lived in I can't with my legs the way they are. I've got really bad neuropathy. So toppling in here. No one must have known. Right. Yeah. Sounds good.
Not yet. Not yet. No, you wouldn't. Not yet. For now.
Oh, she is? Is that right? Yes. Oh, well.
That's be the front row. Yeah. What does it matter? Want your boys to surround you? Want friends to surround you?
Nope.
Yeah. Now, Wendy, too. Thank goodness. An assistant.
Is that Ellen's?
Oh, that's scary.
No, I'd be very. This was and never really. It's terrible.
I know. Yes. Anderson. Yes, absolutely.
I was talking to Gail occasionally. I could never get out of bed.
Nice.
It's not. Got it.
Welcome, everyone, and thank you so much for your presence here today on behalf of Ellen and Steve and their families. It means a lot. It's been a difficult journey reaching this moment, and there is a difficult journey that lies ahead. And so we're comforted knowing that they're surrounded by such loving friends and family as we bring their mother, Gail Sargent, to her final home today. I'm Rabbi Sarah Shulman from HEA, joined by our student Rabbi Dan Yolis. In the words of Psalm 23, Mizmor LeDavid, Adonai Ro'i Lo Exar. Adonai is my shepherd, I shall not want, giving me repose and green meadows, leading me beside the still waters to revive my spirit, guiding me on the right path, for that is God's essence. Though I walk through a valley of the shadow of death, I fear no harm, for you are with me. Your staff and your rod comfort me. You prepare a banquet for me in the presence of my foes. You anoint my head with oil. My cup overflows. Surely goodness and kindness shall be my portion all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of Adonai forever. I turn that on. The wind. It is an honor to be here today, and I've had the honor to walk along with Ellen and her family through the later stages of Ellen's life, and what a life it was as a daughter, a wife, a mother, and a grandmother. Gail. What did I say?
Ellen.
Oh, I'm so sorry. The truth is, they've been best friends, and so I think I've learned a lot from Ellen in terms of how she has been there with her mom, phoning in Steve, keeping all the grandchildren informed in all the way. And it's been an honor more recently to learn about Gail's earlier life and all that she lived, because she did live a big and full life. And although she was taken from us too soon, nevertheless, she lived life to its fullest. Who is the ultimate teacher? Questions the rabbis of the Talmud. Perhaps it's the person who taught us the most, suggests Rabbi Yehuda. Or perhaps our truest teacher is the one who opened our eyes to something we couldn't otherwise have understood, suggests Rabbi Yossi. Or is it the one whom we most respected? Shmuel recalls a teacher for whom he performed Kriya, as Ellen and Stephen will do in a few minutes, ripping of one's garment in grief upon the loss of a special teacher whom one deeply respected, looked up to, and will truly miss. Indeed, Gail Badner Sargent was that teacher. All of those things the rabbis of the Talmud and Baba Metzia suggest to her students, to her children, to the people who made their way into her life, her home, and her classroom. A beloved elementary school teacher and an English as a second language educator, a special ed instructor and reading specialist, a Brownie, Girl Scout, and Cub Scout leader, a mentor and counselor to the neighborhood children, a mother who taught her children how to find their own passions and support those in others. My mother taught me how to be a parent, Ellen shared with me. I wanted to have 4 kids because of her. Gail was the ultimate teacher who taught much wisdom, who met kids and adults alike at their level and opened their eyes to new insights, who played, helped, and shaped others until her time came to pass the torch on to us. And today we rip our garments and pay our respects as we miss her so much already. Gail was born on January 10th, 1941 to parents Evelyn Mendelson Badner and David Badner in Charleston, West Virginia. And I'm sure there's people watching in that town today. Her mother was an artist and English teacher herself, as Gail would one day become. And her father was a lawyer by training who ran the family business, a women's clothing store named Mendelson's Quality Shop, alongside his father-in-law Samuel. Gail was a well-mannered, thoughtful girl who, along with her younger brother Henry, grew up embraced by the tight-knit community of Temple, Israel in Charleston. She was a good friend and loved animals, especially her dog named Jerry, who slept in Gail's room at night, but would spend his days riding the fire trucks with the local firefighters in town, in 2 different towns. Gail was the kind of person who would save an injured bird by bringing it home and giving it hope, nurturing it to regain its ability to fly. She attended high school at Stonewall Jackson, the local Charleston high school, then followed her parents' direction to attend Lasalle Junior College, an all-women's college near Boston. While home on break from school, she met Donald Sargent, a young man from Brooklyn who was studying chemical and aerospace engineering at Cornell. Gail and Donald were picked up by a friend in the community and began to date. Though from different backgrounds, they connected deeply and married on July 22nd, 1962, at Temple, Israel, of course, in Charleston. From that point forward, they would follow the rockets as Donald pursued a distinguished career in aerospace, helping to design the lunar module that would put rockets on the moon. The couple welcomed their daughter Ellen into the world in 1963 and then moved to New Mexico, where they became active in their local synagogue. Stephen was born in 1966, and the whole Jewish community showed up for his bris. Still remember that? Like her family of origin, Gail remained family-centric. While she worked as a teacher, she was always home in time for her own kids and was present for all their activities, from cheerleading to basketball to swim team. The doors to the Sargent's home were always open to Ellen and Steve's friends, to animals, and to others, because that's how Gail wanted it. Welcoming to all, creating a refuge for anyone who needed a place to be listened to or cared for. Gail was a supportive and empowering parent, as she was a teacher, encouraging her kids to make their own choices beyond the freedom with which she herself was raised. I mean, really, Who else would have let her daughter host an 18-person slumber party, or her son scored 400 beer cans on his bookshelf? She was also an active and committed member of their Jewish community, from helping to found Olam Tikva Synagogue to lifelong participation in Hadassah, from supporting a Jewish bowling league to hosting for the Jewish holidays. Gail made the holidays come to life through her creative educational touches, like on Passover with homemade puppets and delicacies. And at age 77, she even followed her own children in having a bat mitzvah of her own in Florida. She was an active, adventuresome person, playing soccer, riding bikes for long distances, and building friendships throughout her life. Becoming a grandparent to Robert, Andrew, Daniel, Joseph, Tristan, and Brendan brought such joy into her life, especially after her marriage ended. In many ways, in the final years of her life, Gail lived for her kids and her grandkids. She loved spending time with them and would make them personalized, crafty presents for each grandchild based on their own individual interests. And I hope you know how meaningful it was to her to have you by her side throughout her life. She held on for you. She lived and loved for you. May the memory of Gail Badner Sargent be for an enduring blessing to all who learned from her and loved her. May her teachings and the light she brought into the world live on as a testament to the incredible teacher, mother, grandmother, and friend she was. After a painful struggle at the end, may she finally be at peace. May God bring comfort to those who mourn, and let us say amen. It's now my honor to welcome up her daughter Ellen to share some words and memories of her own.
Thank you, everyone who's here. Thank you, everyone who's here, and as well as whoever's watching from out of state. I've had such great support from so many people here, as well as cousins and relatives from afar, and it's helped me get through this journey. Here I stand, a moment that I've been traveling toward for some time. I've been by my mom's side for a long time. Today's date, 2/22. My mom's grandma, who we called Nana, was born today 139 years ago in 1887. Cousin Laurie in Cincinnati pointed that out, and I thought that was very fit. My mom is a fighter. The strength inside her body to continue this path for so long. She did not let go for so very long. And according to a hospice, or actually multiple hospice nurses, it seemed that Mom was trying to protect Stephen and me. Mom was born January 10th, 1941 in Fairmont, West Virginia, to Grandma Evelyn Mendelson Badner and Grandpa David Badner. Grandma Evelyn was from Pennsylvania. Grandma Evelyn's parents were Sam Mendelson and Goldie Tagris Mendelson Badner. Samuel Mendelson was from Leeds, England. Grandpa David M. Badner was born in Buffalo, New York. His parents, George Badner and Sarah Sussman Badner, were both college graduates. Grandma Evelyn was a high school art and English teacher. Some of this is repeated. Grandpa David graduated from law school at the University of Buffalo and also was in the U.S. Army, where my youngest son, Joseph, is right now in Fort Leonard Wood. Joseph is going to be a medic in the Army. Our mom, Gail Badner Sargent, actually, I can go back, but Grandma Evelyn was a high school art and English teacher. Grandpa David graduated from law school, and then he helped to run the family store. Our mom, Gail Badner Sargent, was the older sister of our late Uncle Hank, the originally, his name is Henry Louis Badner, who practiced dentistry in West Chesterfield, Massachusetts, and also had a restaurant. He was well known and really devoted a lot to the small community close to Boston. Mom was active in Temple, Israel, in Charleston, and attended Stonewall Jackson High School. She attended and graduated from LaSalle Junior College and Morris Harvey College, located in Massachusetts. Mom was raised in a home in a very closely knit Jewish community in Charleston, West Virginia. All the Jewish families were very close knit. Matter of fact, I received phone calls from some of the people that Mom grew up with. Our mom, Gail Sargent, was the oldest. Mom was in the latter part of Uncle Hank's life, her younger brother. We became extremely close. Weekly discussions about Mom, and we shared a lot of fun conversations, reminiscing memories of attending West Virginia University. My Uncle Hank and Aunt Barbara, my brother Steve, and I all attended West Virginia University. Mom is an amazing mom, the very best, and honestly, put everything she had into being a mom. She wanted the very best for Steve and for me. She gave us the opportunity to choose to do anything we wanted, something that, as a rabbi said, Mom had a lot of her decisions made for her. I think that I tried every single sport that there was. There were no limits. And the rabbi mentioned that when I had slumber parties, my mom allowed me to invite 18 girls. My dad is in the back row there. He actually, and Rita's next to him, he actually helped drive one station wagon full of 9 girls and the other 9 in the other station wagon. So we could all go to have pizza and then go to Farrell's ice cream parlor and then spend the night and have movies. So it was like, and never, I can't even eat pancakes to this day because I feel so nauseous. Like for the thought of syrup staying up all night, I can't even do it. So we had people sleeping in the living room, the dining room, the family room. Mom drove carpools to camp and Hebrew school. She raised us in a beautiful Jewish home. I had a bat mitzvah, Steve had a bar mitzvah, we had confirmations. I could tell Mom anything. It was an open to talk about anything. We had trips to Charleston, West Virginia, and to Brooklyn, New York to see the other part of the family on my dad's side. Dad is married to Rita, and they're in the row behind here. Our childhood was wonderful. We grew up in a beautiful new home in a neighborhood where we became best friends with the people that I have, my very best friend Molly in the whole world, since I was 2.5. And I'm 62, that's a long time. We've been through everything together. She lived 5 doors down the street, and Dad in the back is still supposed to build our tree house. Still up for it, right? We need that tree house this week. Okay. So we talk often. We've been through a lot. Molly lost both her parents, and she's been a great guiding light for me. Mom's grandpa had a women's clothing store, which we've talked about, Mendelssohn's Quality Shop. They sold an exclusive line of women's clothing with one-of-a-kind clothing, which were only available in 1 of each size. The dress shop was also a store owned and managed by Mom's grandma, Goldie Tagris Mendelssohn, her sister. Grandma Nana, called her Nana, owned the clothing store and the dress shop with her sister Ray Rosenberg. The cousins, who Laurie I'm sure is on watching, and Lake, and Evelyn, and all of the other part of the family connected to that is they had another store called The Boat. The Jewish community of Temple, Israel, on Canal Boulevard in Charleston, West Virginia, had an unbelievable membership full of all the Jewish community and owned all of the beautiful merchant buildings, the department stores, the Galford Jewelers, everywhere. So it was like the whole community was all the Jewish owners of all the businesses, pharmacies, everything. I have received phone calls from so many. I remember the beautiful community where all the sisterhood and temple members were so warm and beautiful. Lived a very formal life and had to be representing Mendelssohn's Quality Shop when she went downtown and had to act a certain way in the community to represent the store. Grandpa David had joined the family business after law school and then became the owner of Mendelssohn's Quality Shop. When we went downtown, it was in a very special community, and Mom wasn't allowed to wear pants downtown. I wasn't allowed to wear pants when I visited. I had to wear a skirt and look a certain way to go in front of the community. Steve had to dress a certain way as well. Steve and I spent summers there where we would go for about 10 days. We'd get on an airplane with a little tag on it, and we'd get off the airplane and go to Grandma and Grandpa's to go nonstop, having activity after activity. It was so much fun. Mom was a Girl Scout leader, a Cub Scout leader, and as the rabbi originally said, a reading specialist, and taught children who had special needs and taught English as a second language. She had a special way to work with children. Mom led and rode century bike rides. Her friend Louise Hirsch is in the back next to Reba. They rode century bike rides together in the Potomac Paddlers in Northern Virginia. And Louise lives in Golden now with her son. The entire neighborhood used to say how cool our mom was. There were a couple of kids that had to stay in our home and live after Stephen and I went to college. Mom reached out and helped many children who couldn't even talk with their own parents. When I go back to reunions, there's a special feeling as out of a class of 588 students, so many people come up to me and mention to me how special my mom was to them. Mom would talk to everyone. There were even people in Denver who asked how my mom is. The lady at Costco Park Meadows would always ask about her. Mom, after meeting my dad in Charleston, West Virginia, to work at Union, where my dad was working at Union Carbide, they went to live in New York, and the rabbi said that then Steve was born in Las Cruces, New Mexico. And then the rest of the time, Mom lived in Fairfax, Virginia until 2005, and then moved to Denver, then moved to Florida, to South Florida, to Boca West, and then came back. Mom came back to Robert's Film Festival in 2019 and stayed ever since that time. She stayed throughout. And Mom had this thing about the extended stay because of laugh about that. Grandma came to stay and she just couldn't leave. She kept changing her reservation later and later. So we called it the long stay. So after COVID, then Mom stayed in Denver. She lived with us for a while, and eventually, after about a year and a half, she had everything packed to come here. A lot of us going to be stored in Florida, and she decided she was coming here for good. Mom traveled. Mom enjoyed life. Because she was into bicycling, she had a bicycle collection. I don't even know how many bicycles. They're all packed up. There must be 150 little bicycle earrings, necklaces, little picture frames, everything you can think of that has a bicycle on it. In addition to the dog Jerry, which the rabbi mentioned, who rode a fire truck, this dog really did ride a fire truck and found 2 different firehouses to walk to. She bought a canary bird for us when we were little, and the name was Happy. And of course, we had Mitzi, named after Matzah, because she was born near Passover. We have a totally awesome and wonderful mom. She gave everything she had to us, and she put everything into being a mom. I think that once she was a mom and then a grandma, there was nothing else more important to her. And I have been by my mom's side from every single day for the last 6 months. It has been a hard route for her. As much as I'd love her to live on forever, we have a very warped sense of lifeline in my family. My dad's mom lived to be 114 and a half, so we didn't think that life was ever going to end. But I feel like she did everything she could. I'll always think of all the things that she's taught us, and she'll always be in my heart. Mommy, you will be with us forever in our hearts and in the beautiful lessons you've taught. We shared more than most mothers and daughters. I want to keep her around forever, but I know I can't. It's not fair. May you always rest in peace and know that you are loved forever and ever. And thank you for giving me the very best chapter. I love you. You're very proud daughter.
Thank you, Ellen. welcome up Stephen to share some words of his own.
Thank you, everybody, for being here to support. I'm Gail Sargent, amazing person that truly cared for everyone she met. Dedicated daughter, mother, grandmother, aunt, sister, and friend. So supportive of anything Sister Ellen and I decided. Soccer, cheerleading, skiing, snowboarding, and college life at West Virginia University. That came only was always a neighborhood spot to hang out with our friends. We hosted the best birthday parties for Ellen and I as young kids. I had a friend in high school that was kicked out of his home by his parents, and our mom opened our home to him. He lived for some time. We could also have soccer players out of town stay with us during big tournaments that I played in. When my team would travel to other states, my mom was always there to support me and our teammates. My mom was very athletic, cycling all the time. I guess that's where we got it. As Ellen, myself, and my daughter Tristan love to be rolling on two wheels whenever we can get a chance. Our mom taught us the importance of family, unconditional love and support, no matter what troubles we had. And believe me, I wasn't the best kid growing up. Yes, Ellen and I both went to WVU, and as I mentioned, the #1 party school back in the day. And probably still is. I could always lean on her, and I've taught my children the same values. My kids can ask anything. I'll do exactly what my mom would do, listen and support them, no matter what. When my good friends found out about passing, I received so many nice messages and emails about her. One of my friends said, "Your mom was like a second mom to me growing up." Another said, "Your mom was cool and taught me how to play dreidel." That's true. I got a text last week learning how to play dreidel from my mom. My cousins Ian and Peter both mentioned how she would travel to New York to celebrate my grandmother Goldie's birthdays with my dad's mother, way beyond 100 years old. And as Ellen said, she lived to be 114. These skills that my mom taught me would have made me who I am today. I'll never forget that. We miss you every day, Mom. We love you very much. May you rest in peace and God be with you. Thank you.
Now invite up any of the grandchildren that like to share a word of their own.
I'll just keep it very brief. But thank you very much, everybody, for being here to celebrate my grandmother's life and my mom and our family. Love you, Grandma, and miss you. Thank you, everybody, very much.
Hi, thank you everyone for coming today. The amount of people that have shown up is incredible. So thank you for honoring her today. this is me and my cousin's first grandparent that we both all lost. So on their dad's side of the family, they haven't lost a grandparent yet until now, but same with my family. But grandma was most giving, thoughtful grandmother, and she would always have, as mentioned, gifts for us when we would go visit, like homemade crafts and a Barbie doll for me, probably, and some sort of toy for my brother. And we would have so many gifts that she would give us, and she was just a very thoughtful, caring person, and come visit us. And those are the memories that I have of her. And I am so grateful to remember her in that way versus how she kind of ended her life. And so it gives me peace of mind for me and my brother to remember her that way, as being a happy, active person. And we love you, Grandma Gail, from my brother and my mom as well. So, and may you rest in peace.
Now gonna move forward with bringing Gail to what we might call the long stay, to her eternal home. And so in a moment, as I mentioned in my eulogy, we're going to invite the family to do the ritual of Kriya, which is a tearing, just as one's heart is torn, also going back to feel that sense of loss as we say goodbye to Gail today. And so at this time, the casket will be lowered. Then we'll invite the family to do Kriya. And then it's a mitzvah in Judaism to participate in the burial, an act of chesed shel emet, a mitzvah that's considered to be so high because it can't be reciprocated, to help to tuck one in just as a loving mother would, to offer our support to the family. So after the family have an opportunity for those to add a little bit of soil into the grave.
The little girl I care. It's the little boy I play. I don't remember growing older. When did they? When did she get to be a so tall? Was it they were? Sunrise, sunset, sunrise, sunset, swiftly flow the day. Seedlings turned overnight to sunflowers, blossoming even as we gaze. Sunrise, sunset, sunrise, sunset, swiftly fly the years. One season following another, laden with happiness and tears. Sunrise, sunset, sunrise, sunset, swiftly flow the days. Seedlings turn overnight to sunflowers, blossoming even as we gaze. Sunrise, sunset, sunrise, sunset, swiftly flow the years. One season following another, laden with happiness and tears. Say shalom Aleichem Israel. Say shalom, say shalom, shalom aleinu ve'akol Israel. Say shalom, say shalom, shalom aleinu ve'akol Israel. Say shalom, say shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'akol Israel. Say shalom, say shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'akol Israel. Say shalom, say shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'akol Israel. Say shalom, say shalom,
If anyone else would like to,
say shalom, say shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'akol Israel. 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 Say shalom, say shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'akol Israel.
Skip the next explanation. They always say
We're now going to proceed with Mourner's Cottage as the family ends one stage and begins the next, one in which we'll all need to support them as they grieve, as they remember. And so we will pronounce Amen as they say the Mourner's Cottage to show our support, to show that we're walking this journey along with them.
Amen.
Yitbarach, v'yishtabach, v'yifa'ar, v'yitromam, v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar, v'yitaleh, v'yitalach, V'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yivru amen. Oseh shalom v'yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yivru amen. We now rise for the El Malay Rachamim Memorial Prayer.
El Malay Rachamim Shochein Bamromi Hamseh Menucha Nechona Tachat Kanfei Hashchina B'ma'alot Kedushim Uteholim Kezohar Araki HaMazkirim Milat Bat David Chaya Sarah שהלכה לעולמה, גן עדן תהא מנוחתה, ענה בעל הרחמים, אז תראה בסתר, כנפך לעולמים, וצרור בצרור החיים. את נשמתה, אדוני הוא נחלתה, ותנוח בשלום, על משכבה, ונאמר אמן. Exalted, compassionate God, grant infinite rest in your sheltering presence among the holy and pure, to the soul of Gail Sargent, who has gone to her eternal home. Merciful One, we ask that our loved one find perfect peace in your eternal embrace. May her soul be bound up in the bond of life. May she rest in peace. And let us say, Amen.
Shiva will continue after the service today at Ellen's house There's some maps here that Feldman's has because it's easy to get lost in Stony Brook. I've been there myself, the whole lost thing. It will be at 4505 South Yosemite Street, number 363, Denver, with visitation today until 8 p.m. and minion at 4 p.m. and tomorrow and Tuesday from 5 to 8 p.m. with minion at 6 p.m. That concludes today's service, but we complete the service by showing how we show up for the family. And so I invite anyone who's able to come here and make 2 lines, shoe road facing one another, so that we can escort the family with love and support as we say the traditional words, Hamakom Yenachan Echan V'Tok Sha'ar Avalei Zion Yerushalayim. May God comfort you among all the mourners of Zion and Jerusalem. Thank you, everyone, for your holy presence.